Hi, Farm Life. It's Nicole Zurcher, and we got Brent Adams here from Fastline Fast Track. And it wouldn't be alive without saying, how's y'all doing tonight?
Well, you did that very well.
I lose my fake Southern accent when I'm not talking to Brandon. So I need him on the live to have the accent come out. So how's things going in your neck of the woods?
Everything's going good. We don't have a lot of that winter weather that some people west of the Mississippi have right now. It's been in the upper 80s here the past few days and dry and sunny. And I think a lot of people are starting to get out into the fields now, and the ones that aren't are chomping at the bit to get there. So I would think over the next week or so, a lot of people are going to start moving into the fields to start working on corn and beans here. So busy time of year around these parts.
Yeah, it's been so dreary and just cold and wet, and my shoes, they've been soaked for like 3 days.
Yeah.
It's just like you can't get warm. After last week, Mother Nature's bipolar, I swear. And so we had a 90-degree day, perfect weather on Friday, where it was maybe 75, nice and sunny, but with a cool breeze. It was perfect. You're like, yes, fall is coming. Bring out pumpkin everything. And then Saturday was like really hot, and you're like, okay, that's a little too much. And Sunday was hot and just terrible humidity. And then Monday and Tuesday roll around, and it is freezing and raining, and it's just miserable. And I'm like, what is going on here?
Yeah, from one extreme to the other. You like that in between. We need all 4 seasons.
I know. Yeah. I don't mind the 4 seasons, just not in the same week,
Yeah.
Like, because right now, I don't know if it's winter or spring. I don't think it has decided either what season it wants to be. But we've already had summer and fall this week. So I don't know what's going on out there. But
I'm looking forward to the weekend here because it's supposed to be back to fall weather in the low 80s, maybe upper 70s. So definitely looking forward to that football weather. We've got some football starting up this weekend here. We've been into the high school season for about 4 weeks here in Indiana. So the perfect time of year.
Well, we have Brandon joining us from a bar somewhere. I'm sure he'll tell us where he's at. And he's hanging out with Bert Regan from Concept Agritech. So I'm going to bring them on and we'll say hi. And then in a little bit, we're going to have Matt and Kelly Griggs from Griggs Farms on the live too. So that will be interesting, I'm sure. All right. Hey, Brandon, how's it going?
We're Bert has his roles. And then hold on, let me turn the phone around. Let's see here. Hold on. You see everybody else down there.
Wow, you got one heck of a party.
How are y'all doing? Do what?
Did you hear me say that earlier?
Yes, I did. I did hear that earlier. Why do you think I
How
joined
y'all
into
doing
the conversation?
tonight?
Of course, Bert, if you look, Bert is not sweating tonight. We're in the air conditioning.
Poor Bert. I'm sorry if I embarrassed you when I was commenting on your costume shirt.
There is a steak with my name attached to it fixing to come to this table, and Bert has one. And as you can see, we are both of us are in deathly need of food. So we're going to get off of here. You guys have a great night. We'll come back later next week, or we want to watch Kelly and Matt fight over the grain cart combine anyway.
Yeah. That ought to be good fun.
Yeah. That'll be fun.
Bye, y'all.
Bye, Brandon. Bye, Bert.
Well, there's your appearance for Brandon.
Brandon has made an appearance. So tell me what you have going on this week with Fastline Fast Track.
Yeah, it's been a busy week this week already. You know what? Why is it that the short weeks always seem the longest and the busiest? Boy, I tell you what, we have to cram in so much on these short weeks. But we hit the ground running yesterday with a great live stream with the Render Sisters. Thank you to everybody who checked that out. And if you didn't, it's archived on the Fastline and Fastline Fast Track Facebook pages. I hope you'll go back and check that out. They are 16 and 14 years old. Just great sister blood harmonies, and they're being mentored by Pam Tillis, and just incredible singers. They've got a bright future ahead of them, and it was great to get them on the show and their dad on there. They farm in Pine Bluff, Arkansas, 6,200 acres. So we got a chance to talk some farming, got a chance to talk some music industry stuff, and just had a great time with them. So go them and listen to some of that music. They've got a great new single out that's just it's in the vein of kind of a Casey Musgrave song and just really, really good. So go check them out. I've been hard at work the last couple of days on episode 1 of the podcast, which is going to go live on Friday. Spend some time today talking with Nick Zachrich, who is with the Ohio State University College of Food, Agricultural, and Environmental Sciences. He manages the Farm Science Review Farm Show. And he is tasked with taking what is one of the longer running in-person fall farm shows in the country and turning it into a virtual farm show this year. And we talk a bit about some of the challenges and opportunities that lie within that. And he's still got a really good turnout. He's working with some of the big manufacturers, still Case and John Deere, both going to be doing stuff with them. And they're going to have field demos, educational sessions, and they're going to have a youth and 4-H component that they're going to be sending out to a lot of the schools, hoping that the schools will use some of that in their curriculum here coming up later on September. That show is a free event, and it's going to be held September 22nd through the 24th, and you can find that at fsr.osu.edu. Again, fsr.osu.edu. September 22nd through the 24th. The website is live now, and you can get on there and kind of poke around a bit and see everything that they're going to have. You don't necessarily have to do it during those 3 days, but they are going to have some sessions that are going to be live and won't be recorded, and you can get on there and ask questions. And if you want to get in on those sessions, you've got to catch them those days. And we're going to be actually having show recaps each day of the Farm Science Review show on the Fastline and Fastline Fast Track Facebook pages. So be watching out for that. That's a show we usually attend and do shows from live in person. Really bummed about not being able to get there for that show this year, but they have done a yeoman job of trying to put together a virtual farm show at the same time that so many other people are also scrambling to put together similar content. So excited to help those guys out with that. So well, also on the podcast this week, Rebecca Ivy, who's the corporate events manager for Case IH. A couple of weeks ago, we had Laurel Case with John Deere on there talking about what John Deere is doing to move those shows virtual this fall. So we couldn't ignore the red guys this week. We had to make sure we got Case IH on there, had them represented. So we talk a bit about what's gone on to creating content for virtual farm shows. And they also have their own virtual experience that they've created. So we get a chance to talk with Rebecca about that. And our buddy Ray Bohax, the hot rod farmer, is going to be back with another installment of Bushels and Cents. And he talks about how an ounce of prevention, the pound of cure when dealing with your AC system in your tractor, and how not spending a couple $100 for a Freon test could cost you thousands in the long run. So everybody check that out. And then Mongrels, we had them a couple weeks ago on a live stream. We've got their music this week on the podcast. They're a New Orleans infused swamp funk and bayou soul band, which is a little bit of a departure from the country music we usually have, but it just seemed to fit the mood here over the last couple of weeks, and they did just an incredible job. They've got some players who played with Greg Allman and Lou Graham from Foreigner and Steve Winwood and some other big players. So a big time band, and I just had a blast with them. It's just some really fun guys, and we had a good time, and I think that comes through in this one this week. So we've got a bunch of their music on there, and if that isn't enough, we're making up for being off Monday by adding a day to the calendar this week. We're going to have a live stream Saturday night. First time we've ever done a Saturday night live stream. This is going to be at 7 o'clock Eastern, 6 o'clock Central. Traditional country and bluegrass artist Alicia Nugent is going to be on the show. She has a new album coming out next week, and it was produced by Keith Stegall, who's produced so much of Alan Jackson's music over the years, and Randy Travis and George Jones, and some of the newer artists like Zach Brown Band and Darius Rucker, to name a few. And she's done all of her other albums with Carl Jackson, who's a legend in his own right in bluegrass and country music. So I hear tell he may possibly make an appearance. It's not been confirmed yet. So be watching for that, though. 7 o'clock Eastern, 6 o'clock Central, Saturday night on the Fastline and Fastline Fast Track Facebook pages for Alicia Nugent. I'm really excited to hear some of this new music that she's got. So busy times. We're working hard to kind of get our arms around some of this content that's coming out for these virtual fall farm shows, and see what's out there, and also kind of keeping our finger on the pulse of harvest season here around the country. And we'll be bringing you some information, kind of updates on where things stand on harvest around the country and things associated with that. We're also kind of keeping an eye on this next possible round of CFAP payments here from the USDA to see what's going to materialize there. I know there's been a lot of talk about that the past few weeks, and what might be included in that and who might be eligible for that. So we're going to keep an eye on that as well. And who knows what else is going to pop up between now and then. I mean, if the rest of this year holds true, it's going to be definitely unpredictable. So anything is possible here, for the rest of this year. So we're going to definitely be keeping an eye on that. And then we'll even get into talking about things that you should be thinking about when it's time to beat the tax man here for the end of the year, buying equipment and seed and everything else, getting yourself set up for 2021 here, because I know everybody's chomping at the bit to flip that calendar and get into 21 here. So we'll start talking about that here in a few weeks, and just a lot going on here.
Man, that you do have a lot going on. I had about probably 15 questions when you were talking there, but I see we have Matt and Kelly Griggs joining us, so I'm going to go on to them, and then if it's time, I'll come back. But it looks like they are joining us live from the field. They're right in the middle of corn harvest right now. So I'm going to bring them up. And I have my little show helper here is Aloisa. Can you say hi? No.
You're doing good, Aloisa.
I glare at everybody. As long as she's quiet,
There you go.
I don't mind. So, all right, I'm going to bring them up here. Hey, guys, how's it going?
Hey, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
I can hear you, honey. Loud and clear.
So
we're just following each other around the field.
What?
This is the test of dexterity here. She's chewing gum, live streaming, and trying to drive a straight line here.
Kelly is one of many talents. Though I wouldn't recommend live streaming and farming at the same time. We're here for your entertainment. So how's
I'm
harvest?
always here for everybody's entertainment. It's going pretty good. I guess you have to ask the guy in the combine driver, because he's the one who got the yields and stuff. And I'm just chasing him. Literally, I'm chasing him.
Aren't you supposed to be beside him? Isn't that what grain truck driver does?
I'm in the tractor. Zach is in the semi-trailer. He's already left to go on the bins, and we're cutting the last load of the night before we have to shut down since, Oh yeah. The sun's going down. It's gonna start getting wet. Can you hear Matt or no?
You know, I don't know what Matt's doing. I see him, but
I don't know if he can hear. Can you hear this?
This week's off wide. I mean, it's playing through the iPhone, so I really can't hear. I can't hear very well.
We can actually hear him better when he talks through the mic.
This is the problem with technology. It's great and then it sucks when you want to try and do something.
You know, I think we make a compilation of all the times.
Yeah, it's doing great so far. So far, so good. Hold on, let me try and turn this off.
Because my Bluetooth is awful, so can you hear
That
me
sounds
better
a lot
now?
better. That sounds a lot better. Can you hear us, though?
We're just watching Matt drive. That's all we're going to do. We're just going to watch him drive.
Just stare him down.
That's all we're going to do is watch you drive.
And he's just completely
No,
oblivious.
it's going good so far. We just went across the street and I don't know if this variety is different, but I know the last one was not so great. But that's because we missed all the rains. So, which is weird because there's some farms that are way off that way that got more rain than these farms did. So I guess it's going to be a test of time. I mean, we literally got no rain over here on these two farms, but you know, a quarter mile down the street, it got 3 or 4 inches. So it just goes to show you that Mother Nature's a lot of fun.
Oh, I know. We've had it all 4 seasons this week. Right now, we're in either spring or winter. I can't quite tell. Very Joseph.
Why can I not hear? Now, can you hear me okay?
I can hear you, yeah.
Yeah, but I can't hear you.
That's
Well, then
because we're not talking.
I have no idea what's going on, honestly. Hold on.
I think I caught that y'all were asking how the corn harvest was doing, and like Kelly was saying, on this end of the county where we got started, we went basically 5 weeks, and I think we got maybe an inch of rain total with temperatures 95 to 97 degrees, and the corn is extremely variable. And just the last pass I did, my monitor went from 100 to almost 300 bushels an acre, so it's just extremely variable. The thin spots of the field just burn up and not doing much, but then you get down in the bottom parts of the field and yields are real strong. So it's averaging about what I expected, anywhere from 130 to 150, but it's definitely not what we're used to compared to last year.
Yeah. I think, we don't hold high expectations for this year in any aspect.
It's been a tough year for sure, and in more ways than one.
More ways than 10 or 12.
Say what?
I said it's been bad in more than 10 or 12 ways.
Yeah,
Not just
you're not
one.
lying about that. Yeah, well, I think pretty much everybody's about ready to close the books on 2020.
Yeah. And then it'll be 2021, and we'll be going on our cruise, Kelly. Can't forget about that. Are you ready for a cruise? I don't think she's here.
So, Matt, you were talking about your yield. Where were you guys at last year?
Last year we had our best corn crop by a mile. We averaged just shy of 200 bushels an acre. And for guys in the Midwest, they might laugh at that. That's a bad yield for them. But here in West Tennessee, 200 bushels, it's something to write home about. So
Yeah.
I think our 5-year.
Let's see if I can hear people again.
About 167. So.
Oh no, your mic is talking. Hold on.
Last year was.
Yeah. So I got a phone call and it hit me out, but I can't hear Brent and I can't hear Nicole. I don't know what's going on.
I guess you're just a show now, Kelly.
Oh,
It's all you.
there you go. No, now I can hear you. It's welcome to being in rural America. I got Wi-Fi at home. I know we lost Matt, but then again, I'm about to go chase him. Hold on, I'll show you. Hold on. Let me see if I can swap out. Oh, what that crap? It won't let me swap out. Yeah, there he is. See? I'm chasing him. It's my job. Chase him. Because he's always like, if you see my lights, you better come get me. Oh, look at this sunset. Look at this.
That's pretty.
Beautiful.
Yeah, we've actually had some haze, and I don't know if that's from the fires that's slowly coming over here or what, but they did say that the fires out west, it was bringing haze all the way across the United States.
Well, I heard earlier today there's actually other fires in Georgia and Alabama that were bringing smoke up from the south, so it's probably more likely that that's what you're seeing.
Hey, you, my arm's out.
I know your arms, but I can see it. I'm coming. Multitasking over here. My God, calm down. This is what we do all day long, people. This is what we do all day long.
Will it be quicker if I turn around and come to you?
Yes, please, and thank you, you smart aleck. Oh, Jesus!
Kelly, please don't crash your tractor because you're doing a live while you're farming.
Thanks a lot, buddy, for warning me about the washout from the Grand Canyon. I didn't break anything. All right.
You didn't see me slow down for it, did you?
Oh, let's see. Tractor or... No, shut up. All the time. This is all the time.
You know,
This farm has bad washouts. And you can't see them until you're up on them.
yeah.
All right, I gotta put this thing. Hold on. All right, here I am. You have
Hey,
me out.
hey, you know the goal is to unload on the go, not when we get to the end.
Hey, whatever. Story of our lives. Hold on. Okay, so are you saying that this variety is the same variety that was across the street?
No, it's a different variety, but they're both racehorse varieties, and they don't do real well under stress on thin ground.
There you go. There's your answer. Oh, I got a light too. Hey, I might want to go back in the dark. No, but I guess I haven't seen. I mean, as far as us, I think in our area we're the only ones that have started, unless people down the way have started. But I don't know what corn was running at, 15 or 16. When we did start, it was running 18, 19. But I mean, we have bins, so we're gonna put everything in the bin. A lot of people around here don't have bins. You got to go straight to granary. And, I mean, would you take your $3.25 corn to the granary at 18% moisture? No. You're going to let it sit out there as long as humanly possible. So there's a lot of people who haven't started, but we have. And it's funny because I've counted like 7 cars that have been driving by real slow going, what are they doing? What are we doing? We're getting corn out. But it's great when you see the little kids that'll like stop and the parents are watching you. Nobody's asked to ride yet that's not family, so I'm sure that'll come about.
Yeah, you need to look at the sunset behind you.
Oh! Hold on. Check this out, y'all.
Oh, that's pretty.
Beautiful.
Yeah, and my camera.
Kelly?
My battery died. Yeah, go figure. My camera battery died. Yeah, my camera battery died today, and I don't have a place to charge it. And of course, you know what happens? Mother Nature goes, oh, you don't have your camera battery? Oh, look at this. Ha no picture for you. Look at that. That is awesome. There'll be more.
Yeah, phone yourself, Kelly. You better mighty weird on here.
What? Does he not realize he has to go home with the green buggy driver? That's what I keep trying to tell him. You have to go home with the green buggy driver. So
We need to make Matt a shirt that says, you know, I get to go home with the grain buggy driver. Or I better watch my mouth because I got to go home with the grain buggy driver.
Exactly. So everybody, it's funny because a lot of people, I did that I was on Farm Life Live on, what day was it? Monday that we started? What's today?
Monday.
I don't even know what day. Okay, so Monday went on live and Brandon was like, yeah, go ahead. You know, I was like, all right, no problem. 22,000 views of my shenanigans. That's insane. That's like crazy. And everybody was asking, like, you know, why are you guys starting now? And people don't realize certain parts of the country, we all don't start corn harvest at the same time. And, like, when are you going to start yours, Nicole? Like, what, October? End of October?
Well, it is. I mean, it's been rainy, just like a constant drizzle for about 3 days now. The corn is just starting to turn yellow. So I would say maybe 3 to 4 weeks. Some people will probably start approximately. Maybe some people might be a little bit less, depending if they have dryers. Now, when you take your grain, you said you have bins, but do you guys have co-ops there in Tennessee as well, or do you just have like private graineries?
So the co-ops don't have bins. Our co-op is just like if you need to get seed or chemicals or seed. We have granaries. So like Tyson has one that's close that they just bought out. And then where we go to is Bungie, North America, and that's on the river. It is 53 miles one way. So 53 miles one way. I'm pretty sure it's 53 miles.
Oh my God. Like, I thought it was a long drive to go 15 miles. Like,
Isn't Bungie 53 miles one way?
Bucky's 51 miles. Green Plains, the ethanol plant is 53 miles.
Okay. Yeah, so the ethanol plant is 53 miles from our place, and then Bungie's 51. So it's a 2-hour round trip to go from our bin to the granary and back. So, you know, if we didn't have bins, we would be sitting here all day long waiting for Zach to come back. So, and also the bins, you know, you could put wet corn in there and dry it down. And then if it's too dry, you can add moisture back in. So I'm sorry, but at $3.25 corn, you got to save your corn. You know, it's got to be perfect. And we can't be sitting here in the field waiting on trucks to come back. So we deliver all of our corn in December. So we've got a lot of time to, you know, now we just get it all out, get it in the bins and go. But I think one year we had too much corn and Matt had to find places for it to go. So that was interesting. That's a very good problem to have.
It's a good problem. Now here, we're lucky because we're only about 10 to 15 miles from the third largest co-op in Nebraska for grain. We live by Dorchester, which is a little town of 200 people that no one's ever heard of. But the co-op is huge. Like, I don't even know how many bushels it is. But I'll have to do a live from there sometime because they really have a huge setup. They are the town, essentially. And it's nice because being a cooperative, you get better prices. You know, you have a storage rate, of course, but you can choose when to sell it, and then they take care of all the shipping and all of that, it's really nice. A lot of farmers do have some of their own grain bins at home, just because you'd be harvesting all month if you were just waiting for a truck to come back. So a lot of farmers do have bins, but normally not enough bins for all of their corn or soybeans. So,
and we just added, we added another bin this year or last year. I don't even know what year it is anymore. Do we care that it's 2020? I don't even care. And we had that sucker full to the top, and every year it's becoming where we're having higher yields, which is fantastic. But even though we put up a brand new bin, it's like I think we're gonna run out of storage again. But like I said, it's a great problem to have. So, but I don't remember what else I was gonna say. Yeah, we're only on day 3. I've had like no sleep. So ask how we like each other on day 14, and things might change a little bit. I get that all the time. Like, you guys actually get along? We're like, nah. During the day we hate each other, but when we go home we like each other, so it's okay. It's okay. We don't have to like each other, but we still love each other. There's a difference.
That is an important distinction. I definitely told RJ that before. I love you, but I don't like you right now.
Yeah, I tell people that all the time, especially like there's a bunch of new farm wives out there that are just now starting to get into helping on the farm and stuff. And I think that's great that these young ones don't think that they have to stay home. They can come out. And I had 2 message me on Instagram saying, how do you do what you do, and how do you not want to kill him? And I'm like, it's a love-hate relationship. You hate to be out here together, but you love to do what you do. So that it works. And he picks at me and I pick at him, but in the end we still go home to each other, so it's okay. Oh, look, I got a praying mantis. Look at this. I got a praying mantis on my... Look at this guy. Oh, he left. Dang, man, that was cool. Oh, there's Matt. Hi. How you doing? I guess he cannot hear it all.
If everything falls the right way, how long will it take you guys from start to finish to harvest? How many days?
How many days corn do you think we have?
We probably got about another.
I can't hear him, so
we probably
you
got
gotta use the radio, dude.
We probably got about another 6 or 7 days of corn, and then we'll probably have about a week break before our soybeans are ready, and then we'll be full blown into the foliating cotton, picking cotton, and planting weed, and getting our double crop beans out. Hopefully, we'll get done by about the middle of November.
Yeah, middle of November. Yeah, yeah, I know. I look at it like this, like it's days in corn, and then after corn you got full season beans, and which isn't much, because most of our beans are behind wheat, so we have double crop soybeans. So we've only got like 300 acres of full season beans, and then you got 500 acres of double crop. But the problem is October is hell month. So we're picking cotton, defoliating cotton, and then if it rains, we go get the beans out, and then we go back to picking cotton, and then you got to plant wheat behind cotton, and then you have to plant cover crops after you get the soybeans out, and it's just, ugh. So from start to finish, if Mother Nature is polite, we'd like to be done by Thanksgiving. We have not been done on Thanksgiving before. Oh, you want to fight? Okay, let's go. Look at this. Look at this. Chicken.
Look a little deal in your tab. I'm just trying to get you a little extra light.
He wanted to give me extra light.
There you go.
Thank you, Beth. Thank you.
Honestly, Kelly, you're giving him better life than he's giving you.
Right? You like my light? Yeah, I got these LEDs on here. I ride anybody out of the way. But no, we're not like big farmers here. We've got, I don't even know how many acres we have this year. Over 2,000. But it's just the 3 of us. So it's me and Matt and Zach. And then we've got a landlord that helped us plant the cover crops. Like I said, we plant cover crops behind everything. So if we're not putting it in wheat, we're putting it in cover crops. So all the corn has to be put in cover crops. So he'll start tomorrow, and Roy loves to come out, but bless him, he's 76 and still kicking. We love him though. I mean, you gotta love the ones that just love to come out and help you, you know. And at first he was like, "Oh, don't pay me," but we pay him, but he absolutely loves to be out here. And he's like the first one out in the morning, and you're like, "Roy, calm down. Well, we gotta get this set." Nah, he'll be out bush hogging before you can even spit, you know. So, and then for cotton, we have to have another person on a module builder, and then we have to have someone bush hogging stalks, because you got to get in and get meat planted directly after cotton's harvested, and then you got to, you know, bush hog the stalks down. So cotton is all hands on deck, and Paige will help out some days. I think we're gonna get my dad on a module builder. Lord bless it. And I don't know. We might. If Carter doesn't ever go back to school, that's what he'll be doing. So, you know, yeah, and I'll need some help with that one, because I think Matt and I'll end up hurting. That child's gonna make us drink, become alcoholics. So, right now my mom is helping out with him, because he is only 1 day a week at school, and he's 4 days of e-learning, and it's not. How are we supposed to, like, you guys get us on equipment, right? So how are we supposed to be teaching our kid e-learning if we're out here?
Yeah,
I think that's going to be a giant problem when everyone starts, you know, harvest is, what about the kids that have parents that work on farms full time? Both parents, you know, or, you know, dad is out in the field, but mom has jobs, and she's got to do a 9 to 5 and come home and then teach the kids and try and help her husband. It's an absolute freaking mess. It's a mess.
Oh, I hear you. I was teaching 4 or 5 over when COVID first started, and I had 8 bottle calves that we had to feed 3 times a day, and they were trying to die on me. And we had 200 chickens that we were raising to butcher, and 5 kids that are taking classes, and I was teaching my students, and all my farm animals were dying during Zoom calls. It was an absolute disaster. And I am so thankful that I work in a small enough school district that we are all 100% in school, no worries. So
yeah, I wish that was for Carter, because Carter has told me he hates going to school because they sit in one classroom, they do not change classes, they do not have PE, and they have to sit. They've actually turned the gym into a cafeteria. So it's almost like he said, I'm going to prison. I just don't want to go anymore. And, you know, what do I tell the kid? I'm like, well, we can't teach you out here. Like, it just doesn't work. That's not how it works. So I don't know. This whole year just needs to just go away. I'm done.
Well, you know, last year I remember celebrating when we moved on to 2020, and I was so excited because everything bad happened in 2019 for my family. It was just one thing after another, and I remember saying, "Thank God, 2019 is over." And then 2020 happened, and I don't think we're quite as bad, like personally, as we were in 2019 for my family. But holy moly, like, how much can we take seriously?
Yeah, I take back everything I said about 2019. A whole bunch. I take a whole bunch of that. So yeah, it's just a mess. It's a mess. But it'll get better. It'll get fine. It's just trying to figure out what we're going to do with Carter, because our older 2 are at the house. So, thank God. But, you know, like, you got 5 at home. I can't imagine. And you're a teacher. So, and Brent, the kids back in school in your area?
Yeah, it really varies by the district. I know my daughter, they keep pushing it back. She's going in, I think, she's still all virtual learning right now. she's a senior in high school and is watching her senior year just kind of just vanish into the vapors here. So I don't know. They're going to reevaluate it now after fall break, which is sometime in early October. She was supposed to start going back 1 day a week here, and that's kind of gone by the wayside. So I don't know. They just keep pushing it down the road here. But, there's some that are going. Some are going 3 days a week. Some are, all e-learning. It just really varies by the district, and there's a bunch of different districts here in this area.
Yeah, that's exactly how it is here. Like, we've got some districts that are 4 days a week. We got some that are all in, and then you've got, or of course, I still say districts because I'm from the north too. So, but the counties down here, we've got one county that's all virtual for the rest of the semester, and then like we're 1 day a week. Then there's another county that's like 4 days a week, and it's just a mess. I don't even know.
Well, the goofy thing is here, you got a lot of these districts that are really only maybe 5 or 10 miles that separates them, and they just have a totally different approach too. So, and all those same people will still all convene at the same grocery stores, the same churches, the same doctor's offices, the same shopping centers, fill in the blanks. And so I don't know what the answer is, but it's really goofy, and I hate to see it for the kids, because you're right, it robs them of any sense of normalcy here. And then we got things here like trying to get sports underway. I mean, we're still doing football here, and to me, it's still kind of a head scratcher how you justify doing in-person sports when you're having to do e-learning because you won't send your kids to school to learn. So. All of that just it baffles me. I don't complain about it because it's one of my favorite things to do is ball games on Friday nights. And we've been through 4 weeks here. Now we had a hiccup that first week. We got a game canceled. Because a player supposedly had come down with COVID.
Sorry.
And so the health department came in and shut it down, and then they found out after the fact that kid hadn't been with the team the whole week, so they could have gone ahead and played the game, but they canceled it out of an overabundance of caution. So they lost 1 week on their schedule, but we've had a couple other weeks. We'll go into the 4th week this week, and we haven't heard of any problems. All the teams across Indiana are playing, and haven't heard of any major outbreaks or anything. They're actually doing a really good job there of social distancing at those ball games. Everybody's got to wear a mask. And, that first week it rained the whole time, so everybody had an umbrella up, so nobody's sitting close to anybody anyway. But I was surprised. I thought that they would keep the concession stands and everything closed because that's usually where everybody congregates, but they've had them open. And people have been disciplined. They're kind of, managing their trips in such a way that it doesn't, become a big issue. And I don't know, people are left to their own devices. They're figuring out ways to do it and still manage life.
Well, I know that Matt is extremely happy that the SEC is playing, so he has something to listen to in the cotton picker in the combine on the weekends. So he was like, oh, I guess harvest will be easy because I want to listen to football, but I know he's happy. Aren't you happy? You get to listen to football? Can you even hear me? Aren't you happy that the SEC is playing football? Aren't you happy that the SEC is playing football? I said, aren't you happy that the SEC is playing football? Aren't you happy that the SEC is playing football?
I can watch Tennessee have another losing season.
You can have Tennessee will have another losing season. That's funny.
It wouldn't be football season without it.
No, it wouldn't. I don't know. You got our kids not in school. You got rain prices up to wazoo. It's just, I don't know. I guess we all need to yell Jumanji on December 31st and hope to God it works.
Did we win?
Oh, God.
What is the ending task to get through 2020?
It better be December 31st at midnight. Everybody go outside and yell Jumanji, and The Rock better be putting something back. That's all I know. because we need some things to change around here.
Hey, that might make up for 2020, having The Rock show up when you yelled Jumanji.
I'm just saying.
I'd be fine.
And it'll get better. It'll get better, and I think once farmers start getting into the fields and start harvesting everything, things will get better. But like the other day I was saying, we're blessed to even have anything to harvest because all those people in Iowa, and then you got the droughts in South Georgia and Alabama, and you got the hurricane that came in and wiped out the Rio Grande Valley, and it just seems like Mother Nature. I got bigger words for her that are not PG right now. So,
well, now you add snowstorms out west to that.
Yeah. Then you got snowstorms, then you got fires, and it's just like, everybody always thinks it's just the end of times, and then I think to myself, not really, because I think we're starting to see, like, more people come together. More people just say, you know what, we're done with it, and we need to support everyone and just be happy and find something to be positive about instead of complaining about it all. I'm like, yeah, we're...
The planet are you living on? I don't see nobody coming together.
Matt is an introvert. Nobody's coming together in his world. Trust me, there are people coming together. You just don't pay attention because you read ESPN. I don't know why he reads ESPN. There ain't nothing on ESPN to read.
The Ocho, their dodgeball tournament.
Wait, because I really care about the people who deal for the national anthem.
I have no idea. I give up. I give up. I quit. Oh, and I did today. Where did he go? Oh, Brent left. I did see today, somebody posted on Instagram that they hooked up a TV, like a TV in their tractors with antennas so they can watch football games and TV while they're harvesting. I was like, send me how you do that. That's freaking awesome. And I was like, I guess I don't need to chat about that, but maybe we should. I mean, early birthday present. I can hook him up with a nice old monitor in the combine. He could be watching his football game. Zach and I already got a plan.
Is that safe?
You want me to hook up the combine with a TV in there? With a TV in there?
What are you doing all the way over there? I cut that field a long time ago.
I have 41,000 pounds. You want to take Big Bertha over there?
Yeah, that's kind of the point of having a grain buggy, so I don't have to drive over there.
Explain to me how I'm supposed to go all the way over there with all that in there. Where's it gonna go? Okay, all right.
Just follow my tracks, dear.
I'm gonna follow your tracks with the backhoe. I didn't say that on live, did I? No, I didn't. Can I follow his tracks with a backhoe? I would like to start a support group for grain cart drivers. We're going to start a support group, and if anybody needs to come vent, we'll just have a little vent for support group for us drivers over here. I don't know what he's going to put on here because it's full. She's big. She got 41,000 pounds. I don't know where else we're going to put it. But knowing Matt Griggs, he'll find somewhere to go. But yeah, we're only in day 3, and I think we got like 400 acres to go. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Like I said, check in on us on day 10 and see if we're still married. I say that, but it's been 15 years, so you know.
You really want to show your love for me, you can blow the top line off tonight.
Oh, no. I don't get paid to do that. I'm sorry. No, absolutely not. No, baby. No, I'm good. Thank you. I just work here. No, I haven't even, I hope to God our child has been fed. I think she's been fed. I don't know. But you know what though? Cereal is considered dinner. It's a dinner food. Cereal is a dinner food. I don't care what anybody says. Cereal, you got, okay, so think of it this way. You got cereal, you got milk, that's dairy. Depending on what kind of cereal you eat, you could be eating corn checks, that's a vegetable. So really you're having dinner. So it just, you got to look at it that way. And then if, you're eating Lucky Charms, well, that's even better. You got some sugar. Good God, man! Now I'm full, yeah. Good luck me trying to get over there. Now look, see? Bertha got some butt on her now. Lord help us all. Oh, you're going back? Well, he's going back for more, but I'm not going back for more. I'll be interested to see how Brandon's meeting went. And I'm with you. I think we need a drinking game that every time he texts, I know. I know.
Oh, man.
I know.
You missed it, Brent. We have a group text chat between Kelly, Brandon, and I. And I kind of had a little rant. And I don't rant very often, but it was like 5 messages in a row where I was ranting a little bit. My last one was like, I swear to God, Brandon, if you say I know to this, I'm going to lose it. And he's like, I'm like, well, I guess that wasn't I know. But then he called me. And you know the first thing he said was, Kelly? I know.
I know. Yeah, I know. No, you don't know. That's the problem. You don't know. We need to know. Where are we going?
Kelly,
Well,
I'm going to get back to farming so you can finish up and quit for the night. I'm going to cut this off just a few minutes early. I have a little girl in a tractor shirt doing a potty dance that I'm a little worried about. I'm going to say goodbye, and we'll talk to you later, okay?
Yes, well, we got to go too. So, yeah, just like I said, check back in with us in a couple of weeks and maybe see if we're still, together. It'd be great.
Hey, I swear they should not grant the person.
No, it should not be. There should be.
Be like, oh, just kidding. Never mind.
There needs to be counselors on standby, like telethons. There needs to be counselors like telethons. So you can just call and be like, no, you're not getting divorced. Just go home and doing it. That's what it needs to be. I mean, if Matt and I can work together and pick at each other, and it's been 15 years, I think there's hope for the world. I really do. So, okay, well, everybody who is starting, have a safe harvest. Safe harvest, most of all.
Yeah.
Don't have it live Facebook. Yeah,
and
don't. Unless you're a kill.
While you're farming, okay? They're Thai killing, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we'll see you. Bye-bye.
Yeah. Bye.
All right, well, like I said, I'm going to cut this just a few minutes short. I want to thank you, Brent, for joining us from Fastline Fast Track. And I also want to thank Concept Agritech. I know if you hopped on here later, we had Bert Regan from Concept Agritech and with Brandon live from their steak supper that they're having right now. So I would like to thank them as well. And everybody have a safe harvest for those of you that are starting. And for the rest of you, I pray that Mother Nature is nice. And pleasant enough so that you get, if you need rain, you're getting it. And if you don't need rain, you can give it to somebody else. So we'll wish you a good night. And we'll see you next week at 7 Central, 8 o'clock Eastern for our live. And I'm not sure what we're doing next week. I think Brandon has something planned, but I didn't get a chance to talk with him. So it's going to be a surprise. So we'll see you next week.